Exercise is a social phenomena, incentivized and hindered by societal structures. Why have we allowed it to be such a conservative ideal to want to be fit? Hey, are you an individual and you're having a bad time? Here's something that can help. Yes, you're going to have to take the action yourself. Boom, you're a Trump supporter for saying something like that. Is that where we're at? Why are we allowing conservative ideals to co-opt fitness? Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about an Instagram post that I made that is one of the most controversial posts that I can remember that I've made in recent social media history. It is a video of myself running on the treadmill, and it says, the world economy is projected to spend $6 trillion on mental health by 2030. Then I have some other like little pop-ups of abstracts from studies that talk about the positive benefits of physical fitness on your mental health. And then I say, please read the caption. The University of South Australia researchers are calling for exercise to be a mainstay approach for managing depression, as a new study shows that physical activity is 1.5 times more effective than counseling or the leading medications. Published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, the review is the most comprehensive to date, encompassing 97 reviews, 1,039 trials, and 128,119 participants. It showed that physical activity is extremely beneficial for improving symptoms of depression, anxiety, and distress. Specifically, the review showed that exercise interventions that were 12 weeks or shorter were the most effective at reducing mental health symptoms, highlighting the speed at which physical activity can make a change. Now, for some of you, you are going to understand why this is a controversial post, but I think for the majority of you, you're going to say, how is that controversial in any way? Most importantly, I have to deliver a disclaimer. If you're struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, negative thoughts, talk to somebody, okay? That could be a professional, that could be a family member. Fitness is not the end-all be-all answer. $6 trillion on mental health by 2030. How much of that is going to be allotted to physical fitness? And if we can take this study, mind you, this is not your average study. 128,119 participants, 97 reviews, and 1,039 trials. That's as robust as it gets. That is a meta-analysis. This is the king of studies right here. It helps me to believe that we should be allotting money, resources into physical fitness. That is the main point that I'm getting at here. I don't think these two have to combat each other. There's a bunch of comments here, a bunch of comments disagreeing with this post. But I have a couple here that'll give you the gist of it. Fitness can be helpful as long as the individual, 1, responds well to physical fitness, 2, is able-bodied or doesn't have any other limitations, 3, has access to public parks, affordable gyms, community programs, and a place to work out at home, 4, has a support system in place to live an active lifestyle, and 5, access to knowledge of how to use physical fitness to help their mental health. Most posts like this and or education about physical health will not be accessible to most communities who don't share the same privilege in fitness communities. What's bothersome about this is that I delivered a meta-analysis of 128,000 individuals. And this person, with very much confidence, said most posts like this will not help most people, most communities. With zero science, zero understanding of geography, of these claims of most, nothing to back that up whatsoever. Exercise is a social phenomena, incentivized and hindered by societal structures within which exercise emerges as something people do. It's not inherently moral issue, and by extension, not an issue of personal responsibility or forcing yourself to do one thing or another. Yet that is often the tone when we speak of the benefits of exercise. Studies like this are great when it makes us think about society we live in and the kind we wish to live in. A society where people have the skill, time, and resources to exercise because it's a fun thing humans do and is ideal. Studies like this aren't so great when used by said society to offset their shortcomings and making mental well-being a matter of personal responsibility. Feeling depressed? Quit being such a burden and do something about it. I heard exercise helps. Society outsourcing its shortcomings to individuals by maintaining the myth that personal responsibility is pretty standard social sciences theory at this point. Okay, so that is the opposing side. It's society's fault, whereas this would say that it is the individual's fault. And I personally think that that is bullshit. Both can exist. Absolutely both can exist. And I can find myself right down the center. Take personal accountability, but understand that there is a format in society that can trap a lot of people into doing very inhumane things that humans were not built to be doing. This is another aspect of the fitness industry culture that is actually quite active. We are constantly talking about in the Western world, how we take kids and we have them sit down for over 50% of their lives. And then adults, more time is spent sitting down. Physical activity amongst kids and adults alike is going down. That is a societal issue. So is this. This is a societal issue. If we want to talk about government spending, $6 trillion, how much of that will be going to physical fitness? I would say close to none of that. But studies like this cannot go by the wayside. And something needs to be done. Something needs to change. This person goes on to say, I know ultimately you want to put a positive message out there. It's just that you've had a tendency to veer into romanticizing by the bootstraps morality in some of your past videos, which leaves some people leery or skeptical whenever you don't clearly articulate what your point is. And that's what I'm doing here for you guys today, that I didn't do in a 14.9 second video. Somebody said, the rise of mental disorders and diseases does not just happen because a large amount of individuals suddenly decide to pick up bad habits and stop doing sport. Absolutely it does. Picking up bad habits and stop being physical is absolutely a cause of disorders and disease. Why do people have to make this a political, socio-economical thing when those things can exist at the same time? Why have we allowed it to be such a conservative ideal to want to be fit and to motivate the individual? Hey, are you an individual and you're having a bad time? Here's something that can help. Yes, you're going to have to take the action yourself. Boom, you're a fucking Trump supporter for saying something like that. You're a conservative by the bootstraps asshole. Is that where we're at? Why are we allowing conservative ideals to co-opt fitness? That's just, it's outrageous to me. Do you know that like back in the 60s and the 70s, these sorts of ideals were liberal ideals? To say fuck you to the government, where you grow your own food and you make sure that you're staying away from pesticides and all the bullshit that these government subsidies are throwing into their food. Did you know that that was a liberal ideal? Why is that a conservative thing now? Fuck, there's probably going to be a BetterHelp ad read over this. And we would sooner support BetterHelp, who's been known to be corrupt, by the way. Okay, we would sooner help them than we would to support this study with 128,000 participants that says physical fitness is 1.5 times more powerful than the leading medications. This does my head in. We cannot possibly live in the middle. We have to choose our side. We have to say that the government is systematically fucking us and there's nothing we can do besides complain and change that government. You cannot work on yourself. You cannot tell people to work on themselves at the same time. I'm sorry. This is just, that's bullshit. If everyone wants to call me a fitness influencer, if I can't make this post, what am I supposed to fucking do? Fitness is for everyone. It absolutely is. And anything that promotes it for everyone, and anything that can promote power going back to the individual, like fitness, like this, such a potent tool. If anything could do that, I'm there for it. This post right here, man, I saw this and it kind of destroyed me. I saw it late last night. It says, go to school, find a job, pay off debt, climb the ladder, vacation for 2 weeks, pay off your mortgage, die. And it's a post of a public transport bus. It's a very eclectic group of individuals with the average American life. And if that is the average American life, man, is it a bad one. And yes, that is absolutely societal and government things that allow us to be like that. And so when I say something about fitness being the answer, it doesn't really scratch the surface of that. I understand that. I cannot explain that enough without getting shit on for it. But all I know, given what this channel is, given the people that watch this content, given the people that watch my Instagram content, is that maybe I can change more lives fighting that fight on that front than I could talking about the socioeconomic and sociopolitical and geopolitical changes that need to be made in the world. I don't know how effective I would be at that. So I appreciate you guys watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.